It's only getting worse for you, Donald. Your rotting hands, your decaying cognitive abilities, your deteriorating physical health. We're all watching it as your poll numbers fall to new lows. That's right. The latest Associated Press poll has your overall approval at 36%, the lowest in AP history. You are the worst president ever, frankly, the worst human being ever. And when we go to those crosstabs, what do the American people think about your handling of the economy? 31% approval on the economy. What do people think about the way you handled immigration as you call nations, quote, shitholes, as you have ICE and Border Patrol raid American cities, invade our homes, put people in concentration camps? 38% approval on what used to be your big issue. Now it's 38%. Folks, it ain't looking good for Donald. The hope and optimism of this country, of a post-Trump world, has never been higher despite the difficult circumstances that now exist as a result of Donald Trump's terrible economy and terrible country that he's created. Let me show you all what Howard Lutnick, Donald Trump's propagandist who goes by Commerce Secretary, had to say, though. Here, play this clip.
We are doing great. Nothing bad is happening. Greatness is happening.
All right. Okay, Howard. Let's take a look at what Donald Trump was doing last night at the Christmas Day event at the White House. You have Donald Trump there and Melania. Melania, blink if you need help, Melania. Watch Donald Trump say, oh, Tom Emmers, MAGA Republican Congress member, he goes, you know, Tom loves the Somalians. So Donald Trump mocking the Somalian community. And just watch Melania as Donald Trump does this. Here, play this clip.
And Tom is very friendly with the Somalians. You know, he's doing a great job. He's a big fan. He's a big fan of Somalia. Anyway, he said, please correct that. Anyway, thank you, Tom, very much. Thank you. He's a great guy. He's done a fantastic job, and we really appreciate it.
She's stone-faced while Donald Trump's doing this. Then Donald Trump says, you know, Melania loves her child, her boy. That's who she cares about, her boy. What is it? He's also supposed to be your child, too. What a strange way to talk about Barron. Very strange. Very, very suspicious. Suspicious like your hands. Suspicious like your hiding of the Epstein files. Very suspicious. Here's what Donald Trump says about her child, Barron. Melania's child, Barron. You'll see her stone face here as well. Here, play this clip.
Well, I just heard about that for the first time. The only thing I can tell you, I know one thing for sure, Mr. Speaker. It's going to be great. It's going to be great for children. Okay? I don't know what it is she's doing, but I know it's going to be great for children. Because she loves children, and she's got a wonderful boy, and she's very proud of her boy. But she loves children, and if she puts it out, it'll be maybe unanimous again, or whatever that was, but very close, unanimous again. I want to thank you.
And then Donald Trump says that in Europe, they want Donald Trump to be their president. He says in Europe, they want Trump to run their countries. Here, play this clip.
The European nations are reporting that your president might as well be the leader of the European nations also. They listen to us and they respect us like they've never respected us before. So we're going to work very hard. We get along with them. We want to get along with as many nations as we can. We've been ripped off by a lot of them for a lot of years. And frankly,
yeah, I don't think so. Maybe Viktor Orban of Hungary, but yeah, maybe Vladimir Putin wants you to do that to destroy Europe. But yeah, I don't think so, Donald. This as plans leak for Donald Trump to try to get Hungary, Poland, Italy, Austria, and others to leave the European Union. And we know that Donald Trump's formal national security strategy for 2025 going into 2026 that was just made public is to have regime change in Europe, to destroy the European Union, and to end NATO as a permanent organization, and even the perception of NATO as a permanent standing organization. Also should be noted that yesterday, with Donald Trump's approval in the absolute gutter, The United States, this is an important point that you may not be hearing other places. There was an important vote in the UN General Assembly about Chernobyl, but Chernobyl, the way it's pronounced in Ukraine. And this vote was to basically, one, recognize the Ukrainian spelling of Chernobyl. It also says that, that basically Russia's involvement in the Chernobyl problems that have harmed Ukraine, it recognizes that. And it draws attention to Russian crimes against Ukraine, generally speaking. Now, you want to know who voted against it? Who was the bloc who voted against? First of all, most countries voted for it. 97 member states supported it. But the ones who voted against it, you betcha, Russia, the US, China. Great work, North Korea. That's who the Trump regime is allied with. So utterly despicable. Watch here as, going back to that bizarre Christmas event at the White House, Melania absolutely stone-faced as Donald Trump talks about how sad Steve Scalise's wife was when he was shot, but many wives would not care, as Rupert says. Here, play this clip.
I went to the hospital, and they actually thought he wasn't going to make it. His wife was devastated. She was crying. I tell the story. I found out that night you have a wife that loves you dearly. I know many wives would not even be crying. But your wife was absolutely a mess. She was crying. She was inconsolable, Steve. So we found that out, but he made it. And then he went.
And Donald Trump says, don't worry. The real pollsters, when they start doing real polls, Donald Trump won't be doing so bad. Here, play this clip.
And I think when the real numbers start coming out and when the real pollsters start doing the polls, I think you're going to see some really fantastic numbers. And that's good for Republicans, frankly, and Democrats.
Also yesterday, while Donald Trump's poll numbers are in the absolute gutter as the economy is tanking because of Donald Trump, should also be noted that Donald Trump failed yet again to indict New York Attorney General Letitia James. Okay, he failed yet again to indict her. Should also be noted that Donald Trump yesterday failed to get the Indiana State Senate to agree to his gerrymander plan to rig the midterm elections and to gerrymander Indiana. You had Stephen Miller freaking out, who says, the Democrat Party has been engaged in an advanced, far-reaching scheme to displace and disenfranchise Republican voters and their families through mass voter importation. And yet there are Republican lawmakers who eagerly facilitate the disinheritance of their own children. Eric Erickson, who's in MAGA circles and Republican circles. Let me tell you what he says. Before I do that, though, just a reminder, hit subscribe. Help the MeidasTouch YouTube channel get to 6 million subscribers. You may think you're subscribed to this channel, but you may not actually be subscribed. So double check. We're under attack from the Trump regime. Eric Erickson, who's like a MAGA guy, MAGA consultant in this world. Sometimes he says he's not MAGA, but he knows this world well, Republican. He goes, I can't express enough how much the bullying by Donald Trump of the Indiana state senators hurt the redistricting chances in Indiana. There was a point when they would have done it, but the pressure campaign backfired, particularly in light of the November election. And this morning's Heritage Action tweet solidified the opposition. A text from one Indiana senator who sent me the tweet from the Heritage Foundation Action Committee, the political action committee of the Heritage Foundation, which turned out, as it says, which turned out not to be true, said F him, with a link to the tweet. That senator had been on the fence, is what they're going on to say. Now, earlier, Donald Trump also said in the day that the economy is doing great. We had the greatest economy ever in the first term, and it's only getting better now. Okay, sure, Donald. Sure, here, play this clip.
We had the greatest economy in history in my first term. I think we're blowing it away right now. I think we're blowing it away. And again, prices were the highest they ever were. Inflation was the highest in 48 years, or I think ever. They say 48 years. The press says 48 years. I'll accept that, but I think it was the highest inflation we've ever had.
Now, here was an email that was sent by Donald Trump yesterday to his supporters. I subscribe to this list so you don't have to. And it goes, I am Donald Trump. The subject, don't get too comfortable, okay? Don't get too comfortable, Ben. A hot, bloody nightmare could doom MAGA before the end of the week. I am Donald J. Trump. End. I need every MAGA patriot to move today. We're just weeks away from a critical midterm year, and somebody just told me we're on track to miss our mandatory fundraising deadline. This cannot happen, and I know you won't let it. Will you please, pretty please, make a personal sacrifice today to stand with me, Trump? Stand with me, Trump, to help MAGA outraise Democrats before their war chest topples ours, buying them the 2026 midterm elections. Make a personal sacrifice. $5, $10, $15, $25. Ben, hello. Don't wait until tomorrow. It could be too late. That's what Donald Trump is posting about. By the way, you saw, I played this clip yesterday, but you saw Caroline Leavitt talking about those bandages on Donald Trump's hand. She says, yep, it was caused by so many handshakes that's why Donald Trump's hand has bandages and looks the way it does. Here, play this clip.
Yes, in the blue.
Caroline?
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you. The President's been spotted out and about a number of times with bandages on his hands. Could you please explain what that is about? Secondly, he noted on Truth Social the other day that he had aced 3 cognitive tests. Could you please clarify when those tests took place?
I can do that at a later date. I obviously don't have that in front of me. The president has spoken about that quite extensively throughout the years. As for the bandages on the hand, we've also given you an explanation for that in the past. The president is literally constantly shaking hands. The Oval Office is like Grand Central Terminal. He is meeting with more people than any of you even know about on a daily basis. He's also on a daily aspirin regimen, which is something his physical examinations has said in the past as well, which can contribute to that bruising that you see.
I don't know, Lakembe anybody? Lakembe seems a little bit Lakembe-ish to me. Google it, Leqembi. I don't know. I'm just expressing my First Amendment opinion here that I'm allowed to express. Democrats are demanding an audit on the Epstein files to see what, if anything, Trump has destroyed from the Epstein files. And Governor Newsom is calling Donald Trump a sick freak with photos of Donald Trump next to Epstein. We'll keep you posted every step of the way. Hit subscribe. Help us get to 6 million. We appreciate you so much. Thanks for watching and have a good one.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to add the MeidasTouch podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts for new updates every single day.